From Survival Comps, and this is a video response to Step 1 Survival's Unprepared Challenge. Now, the premise of the Unprepared Challenge is merely to assemble the resources necessary to facilitate survival without using common resources. So, in the spirit of that, and to make things more difficult, we're going to go under the impression that we're away on a trip. And this is a situation we discussed on Finger Lakes Preppers tabletop exercise one time. You're away on a trip, you flew in, so you really have no stuff with you whatsoever, and this is going to be our container, just a typical carry-on bag, and we're going to go ahead and assemble the stuff we need. Now what we're going to do is we're going to strip the pillowcases off of the bed at first, and this is going to give us, right in this example here, two different stuff sacks essentially. These are going to be of a cotton material, and cotton material is going to be very important for our evolution. And this is where your honors points start to pay off. Grab your pillowcase, head right for the executive lounge, and fill your pillowcase with as much pokey bait and water as you can carry. And while you're at it, go ahead and empty the mini bar also. On the way out of the executive lounge, you see a room service cart. Someone had ordered room service, so grab their silverware. There's a room service cart. At that cart, go ahead and grab your bags. Get as many trash bags as you can. Go ahead and you see a cardboard box. Grab the cardboard box. And using the corrugated cardboard, make yourself a real quick throw down sheath just like that, and throw that back in the bag so you don't puncture yourself. If not on the cleaning cart, in the laundry, you're going to find some bleach, so go ahead and grab yourself a gallon of bleach. Now when you get back to your room, let's start going through some of our supplies here. Now what you want to look at is your clothing. If you're on a business trip or whatever have you, you should always travel with PT clothes, such as a pair of sneakers. So you're going to want to use these and leave your Cole Haans behind. Assemble your clothing. What you're going to want is you're going to want your PT clothes. So you have your PT sneakers, you have your PT shorts, PT t-shirt, socks, and one pair of underwear, and go ahead and make yourself a skivvy roll. Alright, take your suitcase, take your skivvy roll you just made, throw it in there, put on your running shoes, and put on your most practical pair of pants you have. In this case, we just got some khakis. Okay, let's go through our bag here. Let's go ahead and take all of our trash bags we've collected, shove those in here. We're going to leave all of our food in here for the time being. We're going to remove our tools that we have right here. And we're going to take our food for the time being, throw it at the bottom. Take one of the bottles that you plundered from the minibar, consume the contents, and take this and a bottle of bleach to the bathroom. Now just backfill your empty minibar container, or more of them, with bleach. And this is a lot more transportable than that entire gallon jug. Strip the flat sheet off of the bed, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to make straps for our roller luggage. Find your top doubled edge. A great source of cordage is the mechanisms of blinds or drapes. So scavenge as much cordage as you can. Don't underestimate dental floss. There's 300 feet of light diameter cordage inside of a typical container of dental floss. And this should always be in your hygiene bag, which is going to come along with you. Another decent form of field expedient cordage that a lot of people don't think of is Cat 5 cable. Consolidate your collected cordage as best you can, and then I just go ahead and I make hanks of it, just like this right here. And you'll end up with a nice little bundle here that's pocket sized, and you just throw it in your pocket. Now we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a pack out of roller luggage. Just go ahead and roll it upright like this. Take your bed sheet, and a typical king-size bed sheet has enough room for the typical adult male in this circumstance. Fold it in half, pull your handle up here, lock it back down securely, just make a girth hitch, like that. Now we can't do, there's not enough material here to do like the Roycroft type where you'd wrap it around the sticks and tighten it up. So we're going to use a variation of that, which actually works pretty decent. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and wrap it around the wheels from the top to the bottom, leaving about 10 inches, and then just simply tie an overhand knot. And you want about that much space. Same thing on the other side. Top to bottom, around the wheels, about 10 inches of space, overhand knot. And your straps should be even. You can see here, it's not the most comfortable pack, but it does keep both of your hands free. Well, I took the stairwell down, and close to the base of the stairwell while I'm getting ready to exit, the door to the maintenance office was open, so I managed to accumulate these items also. I got a crappy pair of pliers and a multi-bit screwdriver. They didn't have any framing nails, but I found some screws. Found myself a pruning saw, that'll be handy. I found a lighter, duct tape, some E-tape, flashlight that works, a little radio that's got a lot of radio traffic on it right now, and a first aid kit. On the way out at the concierge desk, found a couple maps and a Fresnel lens she must have been using to read the maps, and a bottle of hand sanitizer. On the way back in an alley, I saw some homeless guys drinking this and feeding their cat, and I traded them one of the bottles of the mini bar for the rest of this, 91% rubbing alcohol. Had a big score in the dumpster behind there. Found this can and a 1-quart Gatorade bottle, and that's perfect. Found this compass here. It's not in the best of shape, but it seems to be working right if I hold it level. And there's a couple straws. Once I found a place to hole up for the night, I took some of the duct tape and I reinforced my sheath here for my steak knife until I get something better, so I don't stick myself. I collected some water, and the water looks a little iffy here, so we're going to have to figure out a way to treat it. Now, to purify water with bleach, you're supposed to use 2 drops per quart for clear water and double that for cloudy water. So insert, cover the top, pull it up, and drop it in. 1, 2. Put the rest back in. Close up your bottle of bleach. Take your cup, swish it around. You want to have it leak out of the top so it gets around the lip of it and the lid of it. Then I close it up, shake it, let it sit for a half an hour. We're going to go ahead and make ourselves an alcohol stove. So let's take our cat food can, remove the label, and then we're going to take that long screw we had and we're going to go ahead and start punching holes in the can. And this is our finished alcohol stove here, and we put more holes in it than usual because we're going to use that 91% isopropyl alcohol, which is not as efficient as denatured alcohol or gasoline antifreeze, but that should work for us. And then I knocked a couple holes in our Fuel Expedient pot here, so when I get some wire or piece of coat hanger or something like that, I can go ahead and make myself a bail handle for it. And in the meantime, we have our pair of pliers, and we can use our pair of pliers when it's hot to manipulate the pot to keep from burning ourselves. Found a couple of discarded tin cans here, so we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a windscreen with our steak knife for our alcohol stove. Take your ends of your aluminum can after you cut them up. Take your screw, knock a little hole in it, and you can make a little char tin out of it. So when we do start our first fire, we can prepare for our next one. So what we do with our can is just cut it out. Then take your knife and cut a couple slots in it so you can fit it together. So here's our little windscreen here that we made. It was kind of hard cutting it out with the steak knife. And then you can see we've put holes around it with the screws that we've managed to accumulate. Well, it's definitely sootier than denatured alcohol, and it has a strange smell. The alcohol doesn't burn as cleanly. And you can see, though, it does work. We've got our water boiling so we can have some of this tea here that we managed to get out of the executive lounge before we left the hotel. Well, I hope this demonstrates that the urban landscape is full of resources that you can utilize to assemble a very basic kit to facilitate your survival for the short term. I would like to impress upon the viewer that you're going to constantly be attempting to upgrade your kit and gather items to enhance your survivability, and what we've assembled today is just, like I said, a very basic kit. And for the longer term, you're going to end up having to come up with solutions to procure more food, either that through scavenging or from procuring wildlife or edibles from the environment itself. And that's a lot more daunting than a lot of people realize. Well, I would like to thank Step 1 Survival for sponsoring this challenge, and I hope this helps. This is Brett from Survival Comms. Till next time.